We're going to do sort 36 from the yellow book today. Now, we are going to have a look at some words that start with double consonant blends. But the quirky thing, or the interesting thing, about the words that we're going to be looking at today is that the first consonant in these blends is actually silent. So we have this really interesting mix of words in the English language where we write words like knife, but we use this unusual double blend of a K and an N. We don't say knife, we just say knife. We don't say I know you, we say I know you. So we've got quite a few words in the English language where we use this double blend, but we don't say the first consonant. WR is another one. We don't say wrist, we just say my wrist. Or I'm going to write you a letter. And then with the GM we've got words like gnome. And again, we don't say gnome, we just say gnome. So, I think there's not really much more to teach about these words other than there's going to be some homophones in this list. So I think it might be helpful if I actually go through the words and their meaning with you. So let me pull up this sort. This is the sort that you're going to have in front of you as well. And I'll just go through each of these words and tell you the meaning so that when you can putting them in the right spot, you know which one to use in your writing. Okay, so knife, I will, cut my dinner up with a knife. Now, these two words both say wrap. Okay, this one, the wrap one, is to wrap something up, wrap it in a present or wrap someone in a hug, or it's to do with enclosing something, wrapping basically. This wrap, which is a shorter, sharper word, this is how I remember it. It's a short, sharp word which tells you it's rap. He rapped on the door. And it's also to do with the music, rap music. But if you think about it, rap music has a very sharp beat, and that's actually based in the word rap. So this short, sharp word here is to do with the rap or the beat. And this rap, which is, this rap is to do with wrapping something up. Okay, so they both sound the same, but spelt differently. So make sure you use the correct one in your writing. Okay, known. I wouldn't have done it if I had known it was going to upset him so much. Gnaw. This is like to chew or gnaw. You might say the rat gnawed through the, cardboard box or something. Gnaw, so it's to chew on something. Or you might make a joke. Oh, I was so hungry I was gnawing on the bone. So gnaw is to chew. Knob, that's doorknob. Or you might have a handle or something like that. So that's what this word, we don't say knob, we just say knob. Wrong, you aren't right, you are wrong. Kneel, that's to bend down onto your knees, because we can see that it's got the word knee in it. So hopefully that gives you a hint that that is to do with something to do with your knees when you kneel down. And here we've got the word wreath. That's when you've got one of those rings of flowers. So you might have a Christmas wreath, or you could have on Anzac Day a wreath. He went, the soldier went and laid a wreath on the grave. That's what this word is here. We've got write, to write with words. Knack, that's a funny word. That's, you would say, oh, he's got the knack of it, or he's got the hang of it. So knack is sort of when you have got the skill or the ability to do something. It's sort of it's not a very commonly used word anymore actually, but that's how it is spelt. Wrist, obviously part of your body. Ring, so it's like, oh, here we go. We've got another homophone here because I think we've got ring and ring. So this ring is to do with like a ring on your finger, or ring the bell. This ring is to do with ring. Ring, you might say, I was so mad with him, I wanted to wring his neck. Or you could say, the towel was so wet, I had to ring it out. So it's to do with that sort of twisting action, ringing. So one is ring a bell or ring jewellery. This one is ringing, like. Okay, we've got, have we got knight and knight? No, just the one type of knight. Okay, so we've got knight like a knight in shining armour. So one of those medieval men who wore armour of silver and defended the dukes and kings and that kind of thing. Knelt, this is linked with kneel, so kneel or knelt, that's kind of past tense of this same word. Ring, we've got gnat, it's like a little insect. We've got wreck, which means to break something. Knot, wrap, we've talked about, this is the wrapping up a present. Wren, that's a type of bird. And need, that's like to need, not need, like I need you is need, or I need some sleep, or I need a drink, that's need. This is need is to do with, the hint is this bit of the word, I think, which looks a bit like the end of the word bread, because you need bread. It's like a massaging action. And this is knee, kneel, knelt, knee. All to do with the knobbly bits in between your thighs and your shins. And gnome, so your garden gnome that we talked about over here. Okay, so let's do a sort together. And you can see, hopefully fairly easily, how those words fit into a nice pattern. So I'll get your sort back up. Right, okay, so we've got, start again, right, I might have two rows of, so we've got our KN words, we've got our WR words, oh, that's a funny W, we've got our GN words, and of course we have our oddballs. We'll tuck them over here. Oddball words. Okay, so we've got knife, we've got knack. I've really got the knack of this spelling. Known, not, knob, doorknob, knit, not the knit is the little insect in your hair, and that's knit as in knitting a jumper with wool. Okay, so you need to know which one of these to use. You've got a knight in shining armour, knee, kneel, knelt, and need. Need my bread. Okay, we've got right, wrap, wreck. I was so tired I was a wreck. Wrist, wreath. I decorated my door with a beautiful Christmas wreath. Wrong. And we've got, I'll squeeze them in here. Wren and ring. I will wring his neck. Okay, we've only got three words under here. We've got gnat, gnaw, and gnome. And our oddball, we have got wrap and ring, and they are both homophones to wrap and ring. We could have lots of homophones in here. We could have night. We could have not without the K. I do not want to do that. We could have what else could we have? Need, like I need you. You could have knit, little creatures in your hair. and so on and so on. So we've just picked out 2 oddballs, that's in your list. So hopefully this sort will show you actually how common we use these double consonants to start words, and we actually don't say the very first one. So have a go at sorting your words out and getting used to how to spell and use the correct spelling of those homophone ones.